If you're over 50 and you've ever wondered whether creatine is helpful or harmful for your body, this video is for you. Creatine is no longer just a gym bro supplement used by young lifters chasing muscle size. As we age, the way our bodies respond to creatine changes, and that's where both the benefits and confusion begin. After 50, muscle loss, slower recovery, and lower energy levels become more noticeable, even if you stay active. Creatine interacts with these changes in ways that can be incredibly helpful, but only if you understand what's actually happening. The problem is that most advice about creatine is aimed at people in their 20s or 30s. It focuses on building muscle fast, lifting heavier, and pushing harder. That doesn't always match the goals or needs of someone over 50. At this stage of life, strength is about staying independent, protecting joints, improving balance, and making everyday movement feel easier. Creatine can support all of those things, but it can also cause confusion if expectations are unrealistic or information is incomplete. Some effects of creatine after 50 are very positive, like better muscle energy, improved recovery, and stronger performance during resistance training or daily activity. Other effects, like scale weight changes, digestion issues, or lab results that look alarming, can feel concerning if no one explains them properly. That's where many people go wrong, either quitting too early or avoiding creatine altogether out of fear. Today, we're going to break down what actually happens in your body when you use creatine after age 50. No hype, no scare tactics, and no unrealistic promises. Just clear, honest information so you can decide whether creatine fits your lifestyle and health goals with confidence. But before we begin, drop your name and the city you're watching from in the comments below. We read and reply to every single comment. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 7, and this one will surprise you. Number 7. Your muscles hold more energy. The first thing you'll notice isn't bigger muscles, it's stronger ones. Creatine works by increasing the amount of stored energy inside your muscle cells, allowing them to produce force more efficiently. This doesn't automatically mean adding size or looking bulky. Instead, it means your muscles can work harder with less fatigue. After 50, this matters more than appearance. Power, stability, and control become far more important than how muscles look in the mirror. As we age, muscle strength and endurance naturally decline, even in people who stay active. Simple movements that once felt effortless, climbing stairs, standing up from a chair, lifting bags, or carrying groceries, can slowly start to feel heavier and more tiring. Creatine helps slow that decline by supporting the muscle's energy system, allowing repeated movements to feel smoother and less draining. Many people notice they can do more repetitions, walk longer, or recover faster between efforts. This increase in strength also supports confidence in daily life. When your body feels capable, you move more freely and with less hesitation. That can reduce the fear of strain, imbalance, or fatigue that sometimes creeps in after 50. Creatine doesn't replace exercise, but it makes the effort you put in more effective. Light resistance training, body weight movements, or even consistent walking can feel noticeably easier when muscles have better access to energy. Another overlooked benefit is reduced early fatigue. Instead of feeling done halfway through a task, you may notice you can finish what you start without feeling wiped out. This doesn't mean pushing harder than your body can handle. It means your muscles are better equipped to meet everyday demands. Over time, this added strength supports independence, stability, and quality of life. Creatine's real power after 50 isn't about size. It's about staying strong enough to live actively and confidently. Number 6. Muscle loss. Slows down. Aging steals muscle quietly, and most people don't notice it happening until strength and confidence start slipping. After 50, the body naturally loses muscle every year, even if the number on the scale stays exactly the same. Fat often replaces muscle, which means you may weigh the same but feel weaker, less stable, or more easily fatigued. This gradual muscle loss is one of the biggest reasons everyday movements start to feel harder over time. Creatine helps fight back by supporting muscle preservation. It improves how muscles produce and recycle energy, which makes them respond better to training and recover more efficiently. This doesn't mean you need intense or exhausting workouts. In fact, one of the biggest advantages of creatine after 50 is that it makes simple, manageable exercise more effective. Light resistance training, bodyweight movements, resistance bands, or even controlled functional exercises can stimulate muscle when energy support is improved. Recovery also matters more with age. Muscles take longer to repair, and soreness can discourage consistency. Creatine helps muscles bounce back faster, reducing the feeling of being wiped out after activity. This makes it easier to stay consistent, and consistency is what preserves muscle long term. You're not trying to build massive size, you're trying to maintain strength, stability, and independence. Another key benefit is efficiency. Creatine helps muscles do more with less effort, which lowers the barrier to staying active. When exercise feels achievable instead of exhausting, people are more likely to keep moving. Over time, this slows muscle loss and supports better posture, balance, and overall function. You don't need extreme workouts to benefit. Even small, regular efforts add up when muscles have the energy they need to respond. Aging may quietly take muscle, but with the right support, you can slow that process and protect your strength well into later years. Number 5. The scale may go up, but that's not fat. This is where most people panic and quit before they ever feel the real benefits. After starting creatine, the scale may go up slightly, sometimes within the first 1 or 2 weeks. For many people, especially after 50, that number can feel alarming. Weight gain is often associated with fat or declining health, so the instinct is to stop immediately. But this reaction is based on a misunderstanding of what's actually happening inside the body. Creatine pulls water into muscle cells, increasing their hydration. This is not fat gain, and it's not a negative change. Hydrated muscles function better. They contract more efficiently, handle stress more easily, and recover faster after activity. That extra water acts like internal support, helping muscles absorb force and reducing strain on joints and connective tissue. In other words, the weight increase is often a sign that creatine is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. The problem isn't the number on the scale, it's letting that number define progress. Muscle hydration doesn't always change how you look dramatically, but it changes how you move and feel. Many people notice improved strength, less early fatigue, and smoother movement even while the scale is slightly higher. Clothes often fit the same, and sometimes better, despite the added water weight. Focusing only on scale weight can lead people to quit right when positive changes are starting. Strength, balance, and confidence in movement matter far more than a small fluctuation in body weight. Creatine isn't about shrinking the number on the scale, it's about improving function and preserving muscle. When evaluating creatine's effects, pay attention to performance and daily comfort. Are stairs easier? Do you recover faster? Do movements feel more controlled? Those are the real markers of progress. The scale tells only part of the story and often the least important part. Number 4. Your strength improves faster than your joints. Feeling stronger doesn't mean you're indestructible, and this is an important reality after 50. Creatine can increase muscle energy and performance relatively quickly, which often makes workouts and daily movements feel easier. That boost in strength can be motivating, but it can also create a false sense of readiness. Muscles tend to adapt faster than tendons, ligaments, and joints, especially as we age. This imbalance is where soreness and minor injuries can creep in. After 50, connective tissues need more time to adjust to increased demands. When strength improves faster than joint support, pushing too hard too soon can lead to nagging aches, stiffness, or overuse issues. This doesn't mean creatine is causing harm, it means the body needs smarter pacing. The goal isn't to test limits, it's to build resilience gradually and safely. Warm-ups become non-negotiable. Taking a few minutes to increase blood flow, mobilize joints, and prepare muscles can significantly reduce discomfort. Proper form matters more than ever, because stronger muscles can mask poor movement patterns until something starts to hurt. Slowing down, controlling movements, and focusing on technique protects joints while still allowing progress. Recovery is another key piece. Creatine supports muscle recovery, but it doesn't eliminate the need for rest days, stretching, hydration, and sleep. Ignoring recovery while increasing training intensity is a fast way to stall progress. Listening to early warning signs, tightness, lingering soreness, reduced mobility helps prevent small issues from becoming setbacks. Creatine is a powerful support tool, but it doesn't make you bulletproof. It enhances effort, it doesn't replace smart movement. When combined with patience, proper warm-ups, and good form, creatine helps you move stronger and more confidently without unnecessary strain on joints and connective tissue. Number 3, your hydration needs increase. Creatine doesn't dehydrate you, but it does change the rules when it comes to hydration. One of the most common misconceptions is that creatine dries you out. In reality, creatine pulls water into your muscle cells, where it's actually needed for strength, performance, and recovery. This shift in water distribution means your body simply requires more fluid overall. If that need isn't met, uncomfortable symptoms can show up. When hydration doesn't increase, along with creatine use, people may experience headaches, muscle cramps, sluggishness, or a general feeling of fatigue. These symptoms are often blamed on creatine itself, but the real issue is that the body is short on available fluids. Muscles are holding more water, leaving less for other systems if intake stays the same. This imbalance can affect circulation, temperature regulation, and muscle function. The solution is surprisingly simple. Drink more water consistently. You don't need extreme amounts, but you do need to be intentional. Spreading water intake throughout the day works better than chugging large amounts at once. Paying attention to thirst, urine color, and how your body feels during activity can help you gauge whether you're drinking enough. For most people, once hydration improves, these so-called side effects disappear completely. Energy levels stabilize, cramps fade, and workouts, or daily movement, feel smoother again. This is especially important after 50, when the body's thirst signals may not be as strong as they once were. Creatine isn't the problem, poor hydration is. When you adjust your fluid intake to match creatine's effects, your body adapts quickly. Proper hydration allows creatine to do its job effectively, supporting strength and recovery without discomfort. Drink enough, stay consistent, and this issue usually becomes a non-issue. Number 2, your brain gets energy support. 2. Creatine isn't just a muscle supplement, and this is one of its most overlooked benefits. While it's widely known for supporting strength and physical performance, the brain also relies on creatine for energy. Your brain is one of the most energy-demanding organs in the body, constantly using fuel to support focus, memory, and decision-making. After 50, when mental fatigue and reduced concentration can become more noticeable, this role becomes especially relevant. Creatine helps the brain by supporting the production and recycling of ATP, the same energy molecule used by muscles. When brain cells have better access to energy, they can function more efficiently during mentally demanding tasks. Some people over 50 notice improved focus, clearer thinking, and less mental exhaustion throughout the day. This doesn't feel like a stimulant or a sudden burst of energy. Instead, it's a quieter effect, the ability to stay mentally engaged for longer without feeling drained. This benefit often shows up during stressful situations or long days that require sustained attention. Tasks like reading, problem-solving, managing responsibilities, or even following conversations may feel easier and less tiring. Because the change is subtle, many people don't immediately connect it to creatine use. They may just notice that they're not hitting the same mental wall as quickly as before. It's important to keep expectations realistic. Creatine isn't a cure for memory loss, and it won't replace healthy habits like good sleep, mental stimulation, and proper nutrition. However, as a support tool, it can contribute to better mental stamina and clarity. This brain-related effect is rarely talked about because it doesn't fit the typical muscle supplement narrative. But for people over 50, it can be just as meaningful as the physical benefits. Creatine supports energy where it matters most, not only in your muscles, but in your mind as well. Number 1. blood tests can look confusing. This one scares people unnecessarily, mostly because lab numbers are often misunderstood. Creatine supplementation can increase creatinine, which is a waste product measured during blood tests to help assess kidney function. When people see elevated creatinine levels, the immediate assumption is kidney damage. But in the context of creatine use, that assumption is often incorrect. An increase in creatinine does not automatically mean your kidneys are in trouble. Creatinine is produced when creatine is broken down in the body. So if you're taking creatine regularly, it makes sense that creatinine levels may rise slightly. This is a normal metabolic effect, not a sign that your kidneys are failing. People with more muscle mass or those who are physically active can also have higher creatinine levels for the same reason. Without context, lab results can look more alarming than they truly are. The real issue isn't danger. It's misinterpretation. If your doctor isn't aware that you're supplementing with creatine, they may view the results as a red flag. That can lead to unnecessary concern, repeat testing, or being told to stop something that isn't actually causing harm. This is especially stressful for people over 50 who may already be closely monitoring their health. The solution is simple but important: transparency. Always tell your doctor if you're taking creatine or any other supplement, especially before blood work. When healthcare providers have the full picture, they can interpret lab results accurately and avoid jumping to conclusions. For healthy individuals using reasonable doses, creatine has not been shown to damage the kidneys. The fear comes from confusion, not evidence. Clear communication turns a scary-looking number into useful information and helps you make confident, informed decisions about your health. So here's the truth. Using creatine after 50 isn't dangerous. Misunderstanding it is. Used correctly, creatine can support strength, energy, muscle preservation, balance, and mental performance. Used carelessly, it can cause confusion or frustration. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you tried creatine after 50? Did you notice any of these changes? Would you like a follow-up video on dosage, side effects, or the safest beginner plan after 50? Drop a comment, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.